Hey guys, welcome to Friday's Reset. So, week of the 7th of July 2026, Friday the 10th of July. Can you believe it? It's the 10th already. It's scary to think how fast it's just going, isn't it? So welcome once again to Friday's stream. So tonight we always do Destiny 2 Reset for Z, and that's what we're going to do. Last Friday we went live for Z's Reset Live and did a bit of Crucible, Gambit, as well as a live Nightfall run, as it were. But we did mostly do Iron Banner last time, but this week it potentially isn't here for this week's reset. So before we get into that, we will head straight to the tower. So there is Zer at this side of the tower, and as always we land at the annex side of the tower. So here's part of the live stream on Fridays. It's quite straightforward. We go and see what he has for us for his reset week. We have to spend at least 47 strange coins. And then what happens is, usually after that, we do some Crucible, Gambit, and like I said last week, we did Iron Banner mostly last weekend. So this week, tonight's stream and tomorrow's stream, we are heading back into Destiny 2 Renegades official storyline, continuing that tomorrow night after tonight's stream. So today is sort of like a little short-ish stream, because Friday stream's usually the shortest out the entire week, usually. I'm just going to make sure we have enough coins, because we might not have enough coins here. But nothing to worry about, so we can get stuff from the season stuff as well. So we've got plenty of these rewards to build up for later on, or to try to get some sort of progress toward it. Build up the progress, as it were. Trying to get each of these completed, we can. So we make a start tonight, and then obviously tomorrow, with us being back in Destiny 2 Renegades officially, we will do more Crucible tomorrow, which will help this as well. So it's strange, because it's sort of like a little visit, a visit and a half really, officially, where you do have usually the entire week to do all this. So just like last week, we got so much done in the space of time that we had, but it's weird how quickly you can get it done. So just before we go and see Zer's, well, what he has on offer this week. So regards to the season, so as you can see, we do have some strange coins to get from the season thing, so that will sort of help our little problem in regards to not having enough strange coins. So we do have, I'm not sure if we got enough glimmer or not. We can get all the glimmer as well. So now we have 51 coins, which is quite cool, isn't it? So when we do the Crucible, obviously we will build up on top of the strange coins, but we are going to have to spend 47 of them. So we have like what, 51, so we have something like 4 left once we've spent them. So like I was saying, with the glimmer we can get that as well, and there is other engrams to get as well. and a little appearance for our ghost. Part of the seasonal rewards. So the season of triumphant, it's been going on for a little while, but there isn't a date when this ends. So I think this may be here for, you know, a significant amount of time, which is sort of good because that allows players to not rush getting the season rewards. So as you can see, despite us only doing last week, so technically 3 visits really, because we were here 2 weeks ago officially for the new season of Triumphant. So technically that's like what, three full visits and 3 half visits, so technically like 4.5 visits, but that split over what, 21 days. It's very, very like, you know, if you think about, you know, 7 days a week, so, you know, 4 days out of 21 is nothing, is it? But just the 4 days of 21, we've got to level at least 30 already for the season, which is really scary how quickly it's flying through all this. So we got past 30, so we on to 40 nearly already. So just before we get started, we might as well get all this, all these engrams, seasonal appearances as well, and Eververse engram as well, which will help us a bit later. So we actually got to level 44. We're going to get this. There we are. So there isn't actually anything there. So it's a bit weird there because there's a gap. Interesting. Maybe they couldn't think of something for that, but doesn't matter. So welcome to the annex. So we, as always, land at the side of the tower where there is, and as always this will be edited so you can watch the streaming parts, you know, if you're just interested in seeing what Zer has for us, not seeing what we just done, or do any of the stuff afterwards. It just allows you individually to watch what you want. I do have tons of these to edit because it takes forever, but it will be uploaded going all the way back to the beginning of Destiny 2 Renegades, and even before that as well. I'm trying to get everything done. Oh, how funny! You're doing some cleaning. Oh, we're helping out. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. So as always, it's round here. So this is his new location. So Friday stream, like I said, is the shortest because we go and see what Zer has for us as usual. Usually we have enough coins to spend, the required, for his requirement, every week. That's why it's usually relatively straightforward and very quickly over this part of the stream. And then we go on to some Crucible and Gambit, which is the fun part afterwards, as it were. Last week we did not Nightfall, Iron Banner. That was explosive, and obviously we did a live Nightfall run as well. I'm still editing everything, so I'm going through all my past streams, see which ones we can. There is some that didn't record properly live, so I can't actually edit that as I hoped, but I think from definitely from certain weeks in the expansion of the Witch Queen onwards, there's so many, even though it's a couple of years ago, it doesn't matter. Zer's reset changes every time, and it just allows you to see what he has for us and how everything's changed from then to now. That's the whole point, but also allows you as an individual to watch specific content that I do. So if you're just interested in Zer's reset, that's it. You can just watch a very short video of that or part of the stream. As simple as that, really, you know. So, like I said, Zer's changed his well, where he ends up appearing. We used to have to go around the map, like I mentioned last time, but now they made it more easier and simplified. So he's staying at the tower. I don't know if he's got like a room here somewhere, but obviously this is where he is every Friday, the merchant himself. So let's see what he has for us this Reset Friday, the 10th of July 2026. So every week we usually have 2 bits of gear for each of the classes, but for some reason we have 2 identical pieces of armor slot for the hunters here, as well as the Titans have 2 chest armor here. Not identically the same, but still chest armor, and in the hunter's case, gauntlets. And the Warlocks are the only class this week that have something different, not identical for the same slot. Well, this has already started very dramatic, hasn't it? Because we already got this pair of gauntlets. So as they made the updates for Destiny 2 Renegades and from the Witch Queen onwards, and then a massive push into the massive changes in Edge of Fate as well previously. So you knew that they were going to do a massive overhaul to everything. And the massive changes that they brought in for Destiny 2 Renegades as well is really just refreshed everything. It's a shame they didn't do that years ago, but obviously it does take time and effort and designing, I guess, to try to make it look perfect, you know, etc. You know. So, as always, you have 3 major mod slots for the piece of gear. So, like I said last Friday, so usually each exotic bit of gear has a little description what it's about, and you usually choose what mods that will reflect or help that. But it is up to you technically to pick which ones you want. And since this is part of the new stuff, the tuning mod and obviously the minor mod still here. So I still don't know if the tuning mod helps this, or, you know, it just helps the entire thing, you know, entire lot of mods that you pick, regardless if it's a minor mod or a major mod. It's still hard to understand because there's so many bits of gear, there's so many like sort of specs to test out, you know, for not just the hunters, warlocks, titans, you know, just to see which one's more you know, useful, I think. But I think realistically, if you pick ones that could help your little group do activity, or if you're doing individual solo stuff to help you you know, get through it without too much of a bit of a nuisance, really. So as always, you can level this bit of exotic gear, like everything now, up to a level 5. Certain gear is still a level, you still can level it to a level 10, previous leveling system, which some bits of gear they haven't removed. So it is interesting that that still is the case if you do get that drop as well. And you can infuse it, basically merging 2 identical bits of gear together, keeping the stats of the higher version. So the low stats will you will lose that, but you gain the stats of the high version ones. So if you find a high version, bit of gear called the same thing, for example, keeps the stats of that. So this is part of the new stuff. So this is some of the default appearances from the previous from Beyond Light, I believe. It goes right back to well before the Witch Queen expansion. Some of the default appearances for the Hunter's gear, Titan's gear, the Warlock's gear, of course. But since the massive change that they've brought in recently in regards to Destiny 2 Renegades, we have these additional appearances, which are just the default appearances. So this is what the default ones look like, but then you can change the color scheme once you're happy with a certain appearance. So if you're happy with this one, you can then play around with the color schemes, as it were, to see which one matches to your liking, as it were. I think that other one was quite cool. Where is it? Is it that one? No. Yeah, that one's quite cool, isn't it? Apologise if I look like I'm melting, because it is really hot. It's like 28 outside. So like I said, once you're happy with the certain colour scheme, you can try to make the entire set look that colour there, for example. So with the Hunters having 2 gauntlets pieces of gear this week, very strange. So same principle. So this does actually refer to a weapon buff. So maybe helping get your special ammo or heavy ammo if you have your heavy ammo sword equipped, for example, because it does mention a sword. So if any of these help specific heavy ammo drop or special ammo drop, it will help that obviously drop orbs of power for the team, as well as, not just yourself, because then all of you will get your super and can cause more chaos and destruction in, the instance. So with the tuning mod, like I was saying, it's hard to understand if it relates to the minor mod more than the major mods, but it could maybe be both, because it could be something that balances out if the minor mod doesn't quite help balance it. So it could be technically helping support the minor mod to support the major ones if it's not quite got the stats to what you want. But it's hard to say if that's true or not, because I still haven't figured out what the major mods whether the major mods get affected by the the tuning as well, because the minor mod obviously helps you get your cooldowns and stuff for your super, etc. But tuning mod, it's hard to understand if that's still related to both or just part of it. So like I said, this is the default appearance, and these are the previous ones, like I said. I mean, it still looks sort of cool. This one looks more stabby, doesn't it? So like I said, if you're happy with changing the colour scheme, certain colours don't even work well. So that's the default. So if we picked this one, sort of goes, isn't it? But it's just, you got absolutely loads of colour schemes to go through. So it's just a bit weird that this week the Titans and the Hunters this week have identical exotic pieces of gear this week. So hunters have 2 gauntlets this week, which is rare. And the Titans have 2 chest armors. So starting with this chest armor, same principle as the previous exotic gear for the hunters. So you get 3 major ones, mod slots, and a tuning mod, as well as the minor mod. But like I was saying, I don't know if the tuning mod helps the minor mod or if it just balances the whole lot. If the minor mod and the tuning mod don't quite match or balance the major mod's spec, that you pick. But like I said, you can pick any of them. It is up to you entirely to choose which ones you feel are useful for your Titan in this case, just like the hunters. And apologize if I'm melting because it is quite warm. So it does refer to grenade and melee recommendations. So maybe pick ones that help you with your melee, maybe mobility as well. So maybe the tuning mod could be something to help with your mobility to get around the arena or the instance quicker, to help you get out of trouble. If you if you're critical. And also the minor mod can help with healing as well. So that could be a thing. You're getting out of trouble or danger and you're healing as you're not in direct contact with the damage. So it could be more damage resistant as well as not just being a support for your team, depending if you're doing group activity or if you're doing a raid, with your group. But if you're doing, solo stuff, maybe you're doing Grandmaster Nightfall yourself or some Grandmaster story mission, it's going to be very difficult. So obviously you're going to have to think that you're going to have one of these major mods to help your Titan in this case. Absorb probably a lot of damage given to you as well, so that's another problem. And like I said, with the Titans having 2 identical chest pieces of gear, the minor mod could be something related to mobility or something to do with healing, or if it doesn't really have much stats regarding to doing melee or your super cooldown reduction, you can pick any of them. And as always, you can upgrade it to a level 5. And if you have duplicates, multiple of them in your collection in the vault, obviously keeping in mind that every time you do get this bit of gear, it's not necessarily going to have the same stats as last time. So you might even get one that's better, like I said, or worse. So then you don't need to keep it. You could just bin it or recycle it is probably the easiest way of saying it. Every time you recycle stuff, ships, gear, weapons, Banshee gets really, really excited. And yeah, it gives you a glimmer, in exchange. And other resources as well, like enhancement cores and other resources as well, sometimes. So with my main class being the Titans, she has all these appearances. So these are some of the newer ones. So you got this one. So that's from the previous solstice. It's quite cool, isn't it? And then you do have these other appearances for some reason. Mouse has disappeared. So you do have this one. And you also do have this one. So these are some of the newer ones. So we do have this one, and this one. I mean, in fairness, I do like this one better. So if you're happy with that, appearance, and then obviously we pick the color to try to make it match as near possible to what we've currently got equipped. So it sort of looks a bit better, doesn't it? That sort of appearance, doesn't it? So, there is so many color schemes to go through here, obviously, but obviously if you're happy with certain appearance. So all these exotic bit of gear, base level 540. So the second bit of chest armor for the Titans this week is this chest armor. So in this case, it does suggest a different subclass damage, arc, super, melee as well. So multiple things in one bit of armor, which is very helpful. So you could pick one that relates to arc or dishing out arc damage. The other ones being, as it were, something helping your melee cooldown reduction, and the other one to help your super cooldown reduction. So you got plenty. So maybe the tuning mod could help towards one of the stats that is sort of needs catching up. So every time you do get this bit of gear, it doesn't matter if it's the previous bit of gear that we went through or the two other class that we went through, and same with the warlocks when we go into the warlocks gear. Every time we do Xerxes Reset Live, all the exotic gear that's available for his reset, it's not necessarily going to be the same stats as it might be called the same bit of gear, exotic gear, but it will have random stats that could be like I said before, good or could be worse than what you've got. So you just have to keep an eye out on that. So the mods that you pick will just sort of balance what is needed basically for your Titans cooldowns in this case. Same with the Hunter's bit of gear and the Warlocks when we go into the Warlocks. So it does reflect a lot more on arc, super, and melee in this bit of gear, exotic gear. So as always, you can level it to level 5, and if you have duplicates, like I said, I had like loads of this one in the vault, and it was just fun going through them all to see which one looked better, and I'm still doing it because there's a shitload of the same ones, but until you're happy with a certain amount of stats for a specific part of the stats, like melee, it's just hard to know which one's more important, melee or maybe super energy cooldown reduction. Health is very important too, so it's hard to know what you might need to sacrifice just to be able to get the mods tuning to help with that, maybe, I think, or specific stat you're going to try to go for. So that's possibly what the tuning mod refers to, helping specific whether it's for health, cooldown reduction for your super. So if you feel that's really lacking in the stats, that will help that as well. There's so much to sort of understand with the tuning as well, but like I said, it's all about testing it out and see which one works best. So this is previous Solstice appearance, quite cool, isn't it? So this is some of the new stuff, appearances. So because we have two identical chest pieces of armor, the mod the appearance for this bit of gear will look the same over the top as well. So with it mentioned about arc, it might make sense to relate to that, like I was saying, but it is up to you. So this is what the default looks like. So it's up to you if you want to still go as the default appearance, or if you're not happy with that, you can just change it to one of these, like I said, and I'll probably pick that one because that looks really cool. So like I said, 2 out of 3 classes this week have 2 identical bits of gear for the same slot as well. So 2 gauntlets for the hunters this week, 2 chest armors for the titans this week. So the warlocks kick off their gear for this reset week with this interesting gauntlet. So I think we do have this appearance, but like I said, it sometimes refers to a specific trait. Sometimes it just has a little description, that's it. But so it does refer to melee as well as solo. So maybe pick something that helps reflect that or help support that. And the tuning mod, like I said, it's hard to know if it's gonna benefit your super. So every time you pick one of these, it does change around, I think. So it does actually show if the melee and super is working best. So the stats do move. So you try to find one that makes it look more stronger, I guess. But it's all about playing around with it and testing it, really. So the warlocks have gauntlets, so you can level it to level 5, just like all the exotic gear with the new changes, and merge duplicates if you have them in your collection. So like I said, this is some of the default previous appearances. So these are some of the new ones. I mean, that one looks better, didn't it? I think we had something similar like this last time, but do apologise if you hear the chair making noises. So if you're happy with that appearance, like I said, and then you just pick, whichever colour. So that really goes well, didn't it? But like I said, it's up to you to choose the mods as well as the tuning mod, as well as the minor mod as well, but also overall the actual appearance and color scheme as well. So it was fun trying to customize your characters just to make them look cool, regardless if it's a hunter, a warlock, or a titan. So second bit of gear for the warlocks is chest armor this week. So they have chest armor and they have this one. It's quite cool. So it does refer to stasis. This is a rare bit of gear that does refer to a specific subclass overall as well. So being a stasis warlock will be really powerful and destructive. So you can pick any of these stasis mods, I guess. Maybe one of each, maybe. And then the minor mod could reflect to one of the stats that's lacking, maybe like melee or your super cooldown reduction. And then obviously the tuning mod is, I don't know if it works with the, like I said, the minor mod, or if it works with the major mods more. It's just hard to understand that. It is sort of like a second minor mod slot, technically. So in the way I see it, it is technically 2 minor mod slots and 3 major mod slots. So technically 5 mods altogether. It's hard to understand if whatever you pick for the tuning affects everything else, even if it might not be, you know, related that you pick anything related, you know, with the stats, you know. So, you know, if you picked mobility more than, you know, your super cooldown, if it is massive difference in, you know, the actual cooldown. So this one is previous default. Look for our warlock. So these are some of the new ones. I have to say this one looks quite cool, doesn't it? And then obviously, like I said, you pick a color scheme. It's quite colorful, isn't it? So if you picked, for example, this color scheme, see, it looks more red. So that's the fun part, because then you can spend hours trying to get the color scheme perfect, you know. And the final bit of gear here is the mark. So the mark is the bit of gear that is for your waist. So you're actually seeing the mark that I've got equipped currently for my Titan. So this is just an example. So obviously I picked these mods. I don't know if they were the right ones. And then obviously I changed the appearance to this one, and obviously the color scheme with this. So it makes my character look sort of matches color scheme as well. I'm very renowned for my characters being all basically like color coordinated, basically. So the mark is related to whatever your main subclass is. So if you're a warlock, hunter, this is called something else, referring to your actual class. For my Titan, it's called this. Doesn't actually say what stats they are, because it is a random choice, random stats that are given to you, basically. Sorry, I'm just like burping. So that's why it's sort of, you can, it's sort of a way of you spending your 47 strange coins for the week, but it's doesn't mean you're going to get a mark that's really cool or anything, or better than the one that you got maybe in your collection. So there's requirement every week to spend 47 strange coins. Doesn't matter how you spend your 47, so you can buy all of these resources. Obviously, if you had tons of strange coins, you can buy the whole lot. So just getting this ascending alloy by itself costs, what, 41 strange coins. The enhancement cores, which we do spend a shitload of them upgrading gear, etc., exchanging for other resources as well. Same with Glimmer, of course. So the Glimmer costs from 11 to, yeah, from 11 strange coins, and obviously rare banners that help you get you super energy, full ammo basically for the instance that you're heading into. But we do have tons of them as well. Or you can buy 47 individual strange gifts in return for 1 strange coin, and that still will count towards this. We've done that before live, where we bought 47 of these, and it's actually not really giving us anything cool. It's giving us more rare banners than what is on offer for directly from there, which is a bit funny, because some weeks we get more enhancement cores from the strange gifts given than what's on offer if we bought them directly from there for the week. So it's very weird. So you do have the option to buy other things. So you've got individual weapons here, the exotic weapons above, but the legendary weapons technically individually costing you 17 strange coins per one, depending which one you want. But if you're just not bothered and you want to roll the dice and seeing if you're going to get one of these sort of a good spec version of it, you do have a chance to buy the individual engrams individually, but you are limited to one. So 3 per week, technically. Or you can buy the individual weapons if you have enough strange coins, obviously. But bear in mind, you only need to spend 47 strange coins every week. So underneath, you do have legendary armor. So you can buy the individual pieces, 29 strange coins per bit of gear. Or you can buy the individual engram, which costs you 17 per one. But like I said, you could only get one of each engram per week. I think that's the new overhaul that they introduced. So the exotic gear, I don't know if that refers to exotic armor as well, because it doesn't actually say at all. But I'm sure this engrams has given me, you know, exotic armor gear as well. So it's sort of basically like this merged together, and you're either going to get any of this or any of this with the engram that you pick individually. So it's like a roll of the dice. So if you want to buy the individual exotic weapons, if you need to update your collection, so they have the Hawkman hand cannon as always. That doesn't seem to have changed. It used to be the Ace of Spades. So they have the Hawkman hand cannon this week, the Crimson hand cannon this week. So 2 hand cannons this week. And you have a bow, Trinity Ghoul for those who need it. And the 2-tailed fox rocket launcher for those who really need to cause a lot of damage, whether it's in the arena or just a bit of fun out in the open world as well. So you do have, speaking of the Ace of Spades catalyst, Ace of Spades catalyst, if you haven't got it already. And you also have the Devil's Rune catalyst as well. So you got 2 catalysts, and each of the catalysts is going to cost you way more than what's required for the week. So requires you to spend 47 strange coins. Each of these 2 catalysts costs 71 per one. So it's a bit hard to understand that, but catalysts, I guess, make sense more expensive, but then that means you've bought more than enough, you know, for the week. So like I said, you've got different ways of spending your 47 strange coins for the week. So we're going to do things simple. We're going to buy this Ascending Alloy. It was never mine. So we've still got another 6 to get for the reset week. So I'm going to buy some more. So we don't have to necessarily buy any enhancement cores. Could maybe go into the other menu and buy one of these. Oh, we have to buy this one, which doesn't matter. Still counts towards the 7 or 6 that we need really. So as you can see, our favour of the 9 buff, and like I said last week, Zer is an agent of the 9, and he's just a nice merchant. Nothing wrong with him. Yes, so every week we get to go to his shop every week, basically. So now we've got the favour of the 9 buff for the week.
An exchange.
Usually, when we're live on Tuesday for Destiny 2, regardless which expansion, we usually do a build up to Friday. So we obviously usually get more than enough coins in preparation for Zer's reset. So with us being live tonight and tomorrow, we're going to have to rebuild on the coins for next time we do Zer's reset live. If we do max out before then, we have to visit Zer, spend the coins, and then rebuild again just before Zer's reset once again. So that can be the case. So we're going to reset his rank once again. Can't believe this is twice already.
It is yours now.
So now his rewards reset. So, and then obviously we get another engram from him to say well done. So because we're full with the getting the bit of gear, we won't get it delivered to us directly. So I'm just getting rid of some of the gear that we don't need to actually keep here. So this gives us some glimmer and bright dust back. I think we can lock that. Interesting. So we say thank you to Zer. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how simple it is for Zer's reset usually, or part of this reset, should say this part of the live stream. So say thank you to Zer. Thank you, Zer. And then we head to the main courtyard. So we will have to go to the postmaster because we are basically full up when we were trying to get the gear from Zer before, from the rewards. And so I do hope everyone's had a decent week. It's been another week of where the temperatures has been up and down and then suddenly red hot. For example, like today it says melting. So we do have gear that we don't need. So all these bits of gear that we are sort of recycling, and she gets rep every time, and we get some bright dust, not bright dust, glimmer back. So we do have plenty of these Eververse engrams, so you don't have to necessarily spend them every week. You can build, you can just keep stacking them for a week that you want to spend your Eververse. So when we go and check the Eververse a bit later, we will see Tess, and she would tell us basically if there's anything for us to maybe buy for the week. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the next part of tonight's stream. So we make a start of this week's Crucible run for the week. So we do have momentum controls here. So we will do 4 of these, whether it's momentum control or normal control. And we will also do 4 gambits. Well, so as it's trying to find a instance first, so like I said at the beginning of the stream, this resets every week, so we're going to make a dent of it tonight, or make a little bit progression, and then tomorrow night we will continue this. But like I said, it is technically like four and a half visits really, because we're only in here for a couple of hours roughly. So that compared to, like, it's sort of like 4 days worth really, but not even 4 days worth, I don't think. Well, 4 hours worth really for my character, but before I was thinking it was more like a couple of days visits, but it isn't actually that long. You know, our attendance, as it were, that's basically what I was meaning. So if it does struggle to find anyone in momentum control, we will go into normal control. But I think this should merge momentum control and normal control together, because it's the same thing, but just more crucible. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's been a bit of annoying here. So we'll see if it finds anyone. So with momentum control, the indicator's off. So as you know, PvP, anyone who does PvP, doesn't matter what game, it makes sense to have no indication where your enemy player is, you know, because it's not the same then, because if you know where they are, you know where to go and hide out and search for them, for example. The whole point of Crucible is to try to find them yourself without, you know, help, really. So that's why momentum control is really good, because it switches that off and then, you know, defeats the purpose of Crucible, I think. But the normal control that everyone's familiar with, that plays a lot of the Crucible playlist, is normal control, because or Mayhem or Rift, one of the other ones. And it's just strange because when momentum control's on, not everyone picks it, but they should, because it defeats the purpose, you know. So I think they need to make a adjustment to this, because it's a bit weird, because it's allowing you to choose which version you want to play, but then it hinders other players trying to try out the other version of the same Crucible, you know, instance, because not everyone wants to do that version of it. So, but they should be forced to do that, because this is the whole point of, like I said, momentum control should be like this, you know, all the time. I'm not in charge. So if I find some players, you can see what I mean. Hopefully we'll get a chance to go in. So like I was saying with the reset this week, so the Eververse resets every single week. In the new update, the Eververse daily rewards, this changes every single day, apparently. Which is interesting, because obviously I haven't been in all week. Ew, how funny. They got some, what? Some things on offer. Funny. That's quite funny, actually. So we do actually have some of these sort of things available already. So you do have these additional shaders, color schemes. You got this one. I don't know why that just makes me think it's like caramel chocolate, you know, dessert, you know, caramel dessert or something. So like I said, the daily offers change every daily, but this is what basically is available for this week. But then you do have a chance to use your Eververse engram or bright engram and exchange it for something that you might want. For example, a weapon appearance. So if you want a specific weapon appearance for something that you use more often, for example, this appearance, for example, for this hand cannon, we can, you know, instead of spending a lot of currency and stuff, exchange it for engram and potentially for a few other things. So there is other things as well. So you got different shaders as well that you might be missing. That was quite cool actually. So we can exchange it for shaders as well, appearances as well. So this is where you got tons of ways of spending your Eververse engrams now, which is a good thing. So you have more choices, you know, to spend, you know. So you got all this to spend, as well as you got all these as well, which I'm still don't know what it's about. Funny. So you're going to see momentum control, how it should be, ladies and gentlemen. And as we get going, I will explain what I mean.
Control.
So we're on Mars. It appears.
I know you can fight, but can you hold territory?
So welcome to Crucible. So as you can see, our teammates have gone ahead, but they don't know where any of the enemy players are. So we they could be sneaking up behind us. So this is what it should be like anyway. Ooh. I think I found one. I shit fell off. I was chasing after him and then I fucking fell off, didn't I? So I died there, so there could be an enemy player behind me, but I don't know if he is or anything. This is the whole point of momentum control.
You have advantage.
So we killed that little pest. So you have to be a bit more alert because you just don't know if... Ah! How did he kill me from there? That didn't make any sense. It's like he shot me through a wall or something. It's impossible unless they're cheating.
You took them, now hold them.
So you can hang around here. So as you can see, they didn't have a clue that I was there, but that's where the fun part is. Because you could spend ages just waiting for somebody to come nearby and you punch them like what I did. Hmm? Hmm? We hear noises, don't we? But I don't know what's going on. Ah! Fuck. So even when we respawn into the instance, there could be a little shit behind us. It has happened, and that's why you have to be very careful. See what I mean? So this is how it should be, because I didn't know he was there, but that's the whole point. Do you know what I mean? So we captured the zone with some teammates. Hmm.
5 minutes left. Keep it up.
Oh! I was hoping to get him actually. Ah! See what I mean? It's always fun.
You have zone advantage. You have zone advantage.
Sorry, and shoot my teammate. See, that was funny, wasn't it? Because he had no idea.
Oh no!
So this is where it's how it should be. I bet they're hunting me down. Ah! You're fucking dead! He was fucking dead. That was the rubbish. Ooh, let's get the zone to help the team, because we are behind in the score, but that doesn't matter. Means absolutely nothing, really.
Three minutes left.
Eh? What? Ooh.
Your enemy has a power play.
That was rubbish.
You have zone advantage.
Ah, so they've changed it. So. Sort of changed it. So, like I said, you get to see how it should be, because it's more entertaining this way, but obviously a lot of the players prefer the previous version of it.
You have advantage.
So the default version, normal control as I call it, is still epic, obviously. How did he?
Power play. Keep the pressure.
Stink. Now fuck off. See what I mean? He had no idea I was going to come and surprise him. So this is what I say all the time. It should be like this.
1 minute. You have this.
But did they listen to me? No.
That's a
Good.
power play. You took the lead. Now hold. You're almost there.
There's some stinky shooting me.
30 seconds stand between you and victory. A victory well executed.
Oh, I've got no one to stab. So you got to see what momentum control is like compared to the normal control. So as you saw, the enemy team member didn't even know I was sneaking up behind him and gave him a nice surprise. So this is what Crucible is on this reset week, but like I said, this version of Crucible should be played all the time rather than the normal control, as it were, because the normal control, you're given additional help, as it were, indication, basically, and that's not the same, is it? So it's actually found another instance, so that's a good thing. So regards to the weekly thing, see, this is already done already for the day. You usually have the entire day to do this, like what, 7 hours or something. In to the daily reset as well. So we have joined it already began, but that doesn't matter. Oh, you bloody little shit. So we have joined it at the worst case scenario where the team's going to lose, but that doesn't matter.
3 minutes. They've almost won.
I'm going to change this to so you saw it with Strand, so that was fun. So we keep on Strand and do another 2. Ew, load of the stinks.
Zone advantage is yours. Your enemy has defeated you.
So obviously it was a bit of a shame that. So we'll just ignore all this.
Keep fighting.
So bear in mind we just joined it when it was finished, but never mind. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope everyone's had a decent week. Still been noisy and disruptive outside, hence why we've only been live 2 days these past couple of weeks. Next week's going to be the same, and then I'm hoping after that it should be back to normal, or as near back to normal, because they have made sort of improvements, as in they moved a bit further away from where I live, but they've still got a giant hole just out there. Hopefully they haven't just left the hole, you know, in the ground, but I don't think they have. But I think some of the pipes were like damaged or something underneath, so they've redone it all again. Even though they spent months trying to do that previously, but Never mind. So we will go into momentum control another 3 more times, because that time that we were just in just a moment ago was over and done with very quickly. So when the instances are like that, then it's not really fair in that case, is it? So we basically joined the team when we were going to lose anyway. So we've got these appearances. So I wonder what's going to happen this time.
Control.
Same instance, we have to capture all 4 zones to get a power play, for example. But, like I said, we don't know where the enemy team members are at all.
The zones.
They could be right next to us. Ah! That didn't sound good. Somebody died already. Okay.
You captured Zone B. You have zone advantage.
How the fuck did that happen?
Zone B lost. Enemy has
Can't
zone
just
advantage.
die like that, can you? Oh, I see! See, he was hanging around where we spawned. But I didn't know he was there.
Zone A lost. It's a power play. Get those zones back. Zone C captured.
Oh! So this version of control, you have to be more cautious, I guess is probably the best way of saying it. Eh? Hmm? Oh! No, there.
Zone C lost. It's a power play.
Like I said, I didn't
Get
even know
those
they were
zones
there.
back.
Eee!
I've seen enough. I'm calling this one.
Well, that was the quickest Christopher instant. Hey, did you see that Christopher here punch me in the face?
Your enemy has defeated you. This war is for territory. One that you can win. Fight another.
Well, that was a shame. So every week we have to hand out medals, but we never have enough medals to hand out. So we are going to do another 2 just to ensure that we've done technically 4 momentum controls. And hopefully when we go into Gambit, we can do 4 Gambits. So, So if Gambit has issue loading up, we have at least something to fall back on. So June Zer's Reset Live on a Friday. This is what we do. We usually do 4 Crucible, 4 Gambit, and then after we've done the Crucible and Gambit, we do a live Nightfall run to end the live stream. So tomorrow night we will head back into Destiny 2 Renegades, officially continue the storyline where we left off last week, and continue that. And then we always do a bit of the storyline, and then some Crucible and Gambit, and another live Nightfall run. That's as simple how it is usually for our visits in Destiny 2. And then I was thinking if there's going to be opportunity next weekend. So next Friday we would do Zer's Reset as usual, like we're doing today, so a week today basically. So next Saturday we can go into potentially something else like World of Warcraft Midnight, which we haven't done for a little bit. Continue that so we can unlock the raid and continuation of the storyline to lead us on, you know, much further into the storyline for World of Warcraft Midnight. So that is something potentially I've been thinking that we can maybe do. Then the week after, if it's still going to be a bit of a nuisance outside, we could go into Diablo 4, the Lord of Hatred. Not this forthcoming Saturday, but the Saturday after. 2 weeks in a way. But it's just an idea because it's not a rush thing to go straight into the new expansion, the Lord of Hatred. But we have done the introduction to the Lord of Hatred, so that's what, excuse me, have uploaded to YouTube so you can watch it in your own time. Some of it didn't record properly, so that's why I redid it on my backup Paladin. That's the reason why I do 2 versions of it at least. Doesn't matter which expansion of Diablo 4 in this case that we are doing, because that's the whole point. We do on the live server Paladin and then go on to the backup Paladin in case it doesn't record it properly during the live stream, which has happened occasionally. But that's the whole point. So you get to see the storyline instance continuing from the ending of the Vessel of Hatred, literally heading into the Lord of Hatred. And also we will potentially create a new character, a Warlock. I've never had a Warlock. Try that out in Diablo 4. So that should be rather fun. So not this forthcoming Saturday, but the Saturday after. So next Saturday we will potentially go into World of Warcraft Midnight to end the week, and then after that we should be able to do hopefully a full reset week. So we will go into, like I said, up to now, Destiny 2 Renegades live on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday we usually go live for World of Warcraft Midnight. Fridays is Reset Live, obviously, and then Saturday, you know, for on that week, for example, we will head into potentially back into Diablo 4, the Lord of Hatred. If not, we will head into World of Warcraft Midnight just to ensure we definitely got everything unlocked. So that's what we're going to try to aim for when we go into World of Warcraft Midnight. I'm hearing all these noises. Ah! So we will do one more momentum control to ensure that we've done disgrace. Like I said, we have no idea where any of them are. And this is what it should be like, you know? Ah! I haven't even killed one yet. That little.
Zone B lost. Enemy has zone advantage. Zone A lost. Power play. Enemy has your zones. Zone C captured. Zone B captured. You have zone advantage.
How nice!
Zone B lost. Enemy has zone advantage.
Well, that was a load of crap.
Minutes remain. A strong start. Fight on.
What?
You captured
You know when you hear noises and you don't know what the hell's going on? Like, yay!
Zone A lost. Enemy has zone advantage.
No, you don't.
You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours.
I got your back.
Zone B lost.
Oh, they killed each other.
Zone C lost. Your enemy has a power play. You captured Zone A.
So it is quite eventful, isn't it? What?
Zone
Oh!
You have zone advantage. Zone B lost. Enemy has zone advantage.
I like how I killed that one, and then somebody else killed me.
And victory is yours.
It's like somebody's chasing after me while I'm chasing after somebody else. It's like one of them drama series.
Zone A lost. Power play. Enemy has your zones. 3 minutes. Hold strong, and this battle is yours.
So previously, when momentum control was on the rotation, it didn't always find a team or group to do it. Now they've made changes towards the Crucible reset, obviously, but ensuring that it's more likely it will, which is a good thing because it's fortunate really, because we had so many opportunities to do momentum control, but we didn't always get opportunity to do the instance because not everyone wanted to do it. But now that with the overhaul that they've done in regards to Crucible reset, a lot of players have to do it, which you know, sort of, if they don't want to do the normal control, they can do the this version. But like I said, it's more likely this time with the update for Destiny 2 Renegades, since momentum controls come back into the Crucible lineup. More likely, it's going to find you know, members that want to do it, because it makes sense. Because sometimes we were queued for over 40 minutes just to go into the normal control, and you just think could have been in multiple you know, instances by now. But do apologize, that was the seat just breaking or something. So final part of this side of Crucible before we will try Gambit, and I have to say it's been rather explosive, hasn't it? So our brief little visit has already done 7 for the week. Doesn't matter really, because the aim is to try to get as much of this done for the week. It is up to you if you want to complete the entire lot, but you get a chance to get 1,000 glimmer plus per week. So the more of these you get, the more rewards, glimmer and bright dust. So plenty of glimmer. So we've got 15 coins so far for this new reset week coming up. So if we get like 50 today or something, and then another 50 tomorrow or something, or even maxed out tomorrow, for example, because we're also doing a live Nightfall run as well tonight as well. So we usually get strange coins from everything we do tonight. So the 4 gambits that we do, we'll get strange coins from doing that participation, as well as on top of the live Nightfall run tonight as well. We also get strange coins for doing that as well. So, and then tomorrow night, like I said, we're doing the storyline for Destiny 2 Renegades, continuing that. So we will get more strange coins on top of what we got tonight. So tomorrow night, technically, it's like as if we going live on a reset Tuesday, for example, as if we would have, you know. So plenty of bright dust to get, plenty of glimmer to get, plenty of other resources, plenty of coins as well. We also have that other ship that we got last week as well, so we can change it to that. So we've got this one. Ooh. So that's the default color, so I don't particularly like that color. So if we change it to New Age Black Armory. So we've got this ship as well. Better load up. Nope, I think it's found an instance. So after this instance, we'll go into Gambit. So same principle, capture the zones, all of the zones, you get a power play.
Control.
Quite eventful tonight, isn't it? So as you've seen, it's much more competitive this way because you don't know where anyone is, and that's what it should be like, full stop.
Take the zone.
So my teammates are going first, and I do not want to be the first one shot.
You captured zone
Yay.
C. Enemy claimed zone A.
Hmm?
You captured zone B. You have zone advantage.
I don't know what happened there. Hmm? Fucking unfair that. Hmm?
Zone B.
Hey.
Zone advantage is yours.
Fucking shot me.
Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. Zone C lost. Zone B lost. Zone C captured. You have advantage.
Oh dear. So even though we're not getting many kills, but that's the whole point, you're not going to always necessarily get loads of kills. We are having to be very alert if possible. Don't know where they are. So every time we attempt to try to capture zone, they're going to know where we are. That's the only thing that gives our location away.
I've seen enough. I'm calling this one.
Ooh, how funny. Well, that was very one-sided. Which can happen, but it's rare.
Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.
So, we're going to go into the next part of tonight's instance. So, we're going to go into Gambit. And see what happens this time. So I've kept my subclass as Arc, so I'm going to switch it to Stasis so you get to see that. So with regards to the rewards I've got during that instance, we technically don't need any of them, so we're just going to recycle them. So it gives us some more glimmer back. So after doing them strange momentum controls, we have got more than enough really. So we've got like 7 strange coins or something like that per one really.
All right, Mavericks. Ready to see what you're fighting today?
Something like that.
Hi.
So against the Hive to kick off Gambit, side Crucible. Well, what's going to happen
You see one
this?
Hive soldier, 100 more are waiting for you that you don't see. Yeah.
So we have to deposit mods, collect them obviously
You ready
first,
for transmat?
and then
The hall's getting hungry, hero. Feed it some motes, will you?
first to get the primeval up has an opportunity to win. As simple as that. So Gambit is a mixture of PvP / PvE. So obviously this is the downside in regards to the instance, because they know where you are because the indicator is switched on for this, which sort of spoils it really, because Gambit should be like momentum control really, but it's me well, wishful thinking really. So they can have this version of Gambit and maybe a version like momentum control where it's more competitive, but other than that really it's just same principle. We have to capture more
Hey, you're losing
shit.
motes. Ice the blockers. Watch your back. Invader incoming. Your team turned that invader into a grease spot.
And then I lose fucking 15 motes, which is the maximum motes, which is fucking annoying. Because I don't want to lose all of them for my team, but I did. So the idea is when the invader little shit is here, the team should try to kill him before he gets to you. That's the whole point. But obviously my team failed in that task. Make me fucking die with my mods. Look, making my score ratio look really shit. But I don't care. But it just spoils it anyway when the team don't actually help in that sense.
Invaders back with 3 guardians down. Glad they're on your side. Hostile incoming at the depot.
So if we don't clear the blockers at the bank, as it's called, where we deposit the mods, it starts eating at our mods collected.
Allies on the other side, looking to make someone cry. Hey, your team has enough to pull a primeval. Your allies down, but they scored 2 kills. Not bad. High value target neutralized.
Yay, got 15 more. Yay.
Incoming at the gulch.
So I lost 15 mods and deposit 15 mods, maximum mods. So we got our primeval up, so I can't lose any more mods, thankfully. So the enemy team, as it were, has their primeval up, so it's a race to whoever gets their primeval killed.
Your allies invade. They mean business. Invaders down, but scored a kill. Invaders out. You'll get
Don't even know where it was. So the envoys, you cannot do any damage to the primeval unless the envoys are dead first.
Envoys in the dirt. Now kill the big guy.
So I'm going to see if I can invade for the team.
You're in the lead. Take down that primeval and this gambit's yours.
So the enemy team get rid of their... It was getting.
Opposing team's about to win.
Yeah.
Sister, you've got some moves.
Haha. Fucking annoying. So you got to see how eventful it can get.
I put you up against the nastiest horrors I can.
So we
find
say
in
thank you
this
to our
system,
teammate.
and you laugh in my face as you kill them.
Yeah, more like they killed me, actually. So we would do another 3 more gambit. So if it does not load up properly, we can go into momentum control, because that seems to have found a group. Like I was saying before, when momentum control used to be in the past patch or reset week update for the Crucible, we didn't always find players to do momentum control, but since they've made an overhaul of the entire Crucible, it's more likely it will find players to do it. So you saw tonight a great example of the new changes, because when Iron Banner was here last week, we saw the changes kick into effect, and especially with sometimes Iron Banner doesn't find you know, groups as fast, but the fact that it found groups after very eventful Iron Banners last week, and then today, so in Momentum Control, it actually did find place for us to do with the instance, and that's the whole point.
Times change, people drift, but the Hive are still trying to.
So I'm going to keep my subclass as Stasis for Gambit for the moment.
Transmat Pride. Let's hunt some hostiles, sister.
So
Bring
same
them
principle.
to the bank.
Collect, or I should say, get rid of the pests, collect the motes and bank. And the first one to deposit the 100 motes off the side gets the primeval first and a chance to win. Occasionally there's a bug with the motes and it's like underground or something, so you can't like collect it, but that's where it's sort of annoying.
Incoming wave at the ruins.
Yay, got maximum notes. Was it? I was worried I was going to die because I was getting bombarded by the shits over here.
Watch it! You're shedding motes! Kill the blockers! Portals up! Your allies hunting the other team. Invaders down and out. They're heading back. Got eyes on a high-value target. Track it down.
Little shits on there. Oh, I should say, of course you are. So in this one, I've deposited more motes than before, because I fucking died before.
You're close. Bank and summon that primeval. Portals up. Invader incoming. Send them back. Your team smoked the invader. That stain ain't coming out. Your allies invading.
So we've got enough motes to get our primeval up.
Your allies dead. Sending them back.
Yay!
Kill it to win.
Oh, that's cool.
Invaders here. Make them feel unwelcome. Primeval compromised.
Ah, you
Focus your fire. Your enemy called up the primeval.
stinky primeval.
Finish this before they. The lead's yours. Vader's gone.
Oh, he was fucking dead. Seriously. I shot him, but it didn't count.
Revel in this.
Ah! So as you can see, the second gambit's very eventful. So, once the envoys are down, you can do damage to primeval, but this is where it's you can't, and made sure you can't. Ah, he's got his. Ah, that's a shame.
Took out their primeval.
Ah. So, third gambit coming up. So they could change gambit to be more like the Crucible maps, couldn't they? You know, in momentum control, you saw us at different places. So the gambit arenas could be like that, for example. It's so much they can do in regards to gambit. Trials at Osiris as well, the version of Crucible. That is really fun as well when you get an opportunity. So for those players out there who do a lot of well, that sort of Crucible, even just doing a few of them for the week, you know, is more than enough for the entire week. Never mind for the entire, you know, the whole week's rep grind. You know, so you can do different things to help get your weekly rep. And in my case, I'm only live tonight and tomorrow, for example. So it's not really.
Ready to see what you're fighting today?
So it's like
Fallen on the horizon.
2
What would you do
hours
with an
plus,
extra pair
you
of
know,
arms, cousin?
for the entire
Come
week,
on,
for
it's an
example,
honest
is
question.
nothing really. So it's sort of like 4 hours plus
You
for the
ready
entire
for
week,
transplant?
which
Give
was
me those
what I was trying to
moves,
say
and
before,
I'll
rather
make
than
you
48.
reach I promise.
I meant 4 hours roughly, something like that. So, welcome to our third gambit. So let's switch back to switch the void so you can see that.
Hostiles incoming at the burrow.
So we'll recall or we where's he? Oh, against the fallen. How fun. Oh, sorry. So against the fallen. So because I switched my subclass to void, it recalculates everything back to recalculates or
Incoming hostiles at the rig.
retimes as where the cooldown for my void super. So every time you but collecting orbs of power helps that.
Allies headed to the other side. Portal is primed. Locked. Your invaders down, but so are 3 opponents. Hostiles incoming at command.
So if you get a chance to cast your void super, in my character's case, you get a chance to get a lot of motes potentially dropped by the pests. So the fallen in this case are the
Hey, you've got enough to pull a primeval. Thank
pests
those modes.
for today. Well, for this one.
Got eyes on a high
Oh shit!
Crack it down. Portal's ready. Don't take cover. Invader on the field. Careful. You
Yay!
kill the envoy.
So even if it kills me, it doesn't matter.
Woo-wee! Your team turned that invader into a grease spot.
So
Envoy's terminated. Now, bring the
well, this is going very quickly. So it's not always very quick, obviously. Depends who's on the team and how much the team's actually concentrating, really. So the enemy team's not really having any luck. So good enough. Yes.
invader on the field. Careful. Primeval compromised. Focus your fire.
I
Enemy invader.
uh-huh.
Opposing team has
Stink.
a primeval. You gotta finish first. The lead's yours. Your allies invading the other side.
I apologise. I'm falling off.
Your allies down and out. They're heading back. Envoy taking a dirt nap. Right, easy now. You got
Yeah, that was great. So, with respect to Gambit, we will do 2 more, just to ensure that we're done 4, technically.
you fight
Go
till there's nothing left.
into... Oop.
I could use
Say thank you
someone
to our
like you on my
teammates.
next crew.
So sometimes we don't always get opportunity to hand out medals. Sometimes it doesn't load up properly. So we're going to do another 2 gambits and then go into the live Nightfall run. I couldn't even say it right. Nightfall run. So it's been very epic already, isn't it? Just by doing so terrible. So tomorrow night, like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, we head back into Destiny 2 Renegades, continue the storyline, as if we were live on a reset Tuesday for Destiny 2. So Gambit number 3, who we're going to be facing, I'm going to keep my subclass on Void, so you get to see that a bit more. And the final Gambit, I will switch back to Arc, in preparation for the live Nightfall instance.
Scorn approaching.
So we're getting to Scorn.
Seems impossible to eradicate the scorn, but hey, might as well try. Get ready to drop. Do I know what happens to the moats you bank? Ha! Not even a little. But I do know it pays. That's enough for me.
Hmm? Oh, yeah? Ah! And there's a pest covered up somewhere. Uh-huh.
Incoming at the caves.
I don't know where that Scorn went to, because I was chasing him, but he like fucked off somewhere. Maybe he went hiding somewhere.
Incoming on the island. Moats draining. The blockers must die, sister.
So, with the annoying situation still going on near where I live, obviously we're doing the streams how we are currently doing them. So, sadly we've only been able to go live 2 days this week. Next week it's going to be the same. But like I said before, I'm hoping we get a chance maybe the week after that or the week after next, for example. It's 2 weeks time we will get hopefully a bit more indication. Fingers crossed if we can go live once again on Reset Tuesday.
You're being invaded. Find them before they find you. You sent a large blocker to the other side. Don't tell the Vanguard. Portal's ready. Grab your allies. Wait! Your team turned that invader into a grease spot. Summoned a primeval, kill him, and the win is yours.
Well, at least I helped the team get their primeval. I might have died loads, but at least I didn't die with most lost this time, which is a good thing.
Take it out. Invader on the field, and they don't look too friendly. Enemy invader down.
Bye. Angry little shitters down. And invade when
embrace the darkness. Take out those guardians. One down. Envoys eliminated. Focus on the primeval. Invader incoming. Enemy invader is down.
Huh?
You can breathe.
Okay.
Hunting the other team.
So now the envoys are going to spawn.
The lead's yours. Woo! Your invaders back, and they just wiped out the entire opposing team. Primeval compromised. Focus your fire. That primeval's not long for this world. Burn it down. Take this game. Yes, man. That's what I call hunting.
So we've got 2 strange coins at least.
What a haul. I
So,
promise you, I'll do something
as you saw, Gambit can be very eventful,
something
can't
that'll
it?
make you shiver.
So, final Gambit for tonight. We will head into the Gambit tab, and then we will go into a live Nightfall run, as it were. So the Nightfalls have sort of merged together in regards to the story missions as well. So some story missions lead on to further hard instances in a particular area on the map. For example, pardon me. So it is really cool that other missions are now part of it. So, so which one will be the live Nightfall run to end tonight's stream? So with the Eververse reset, so we don't necessarily have to buy anything at all. We can do if we really want to, but like I said, we do have chance to get specific weapons, vehicles, ships as well, and appearances for our weapons as well if we would like or think we need it as well. And we can get other things like finishes, shaders, and other things as well that we haven't got from Eververse. We will exchange like roughly about 300 to 600 bright dust as well as the Eververse engram as well, at least one.
All right.
So final gambit, who we're going to be facing?
Let's see what we've got. Cabal on the field.
Who's thinking Cabal?
If I were here when Gaul took the tower, I would have waited for you to do you, sister. Transmat ready.
So I've changed my sub buff to Arc in preparation for us sticking with Arc for the Nightfall instance. So we haven't been solo today, but that means tomorrow when we go into Crucible, in some of the instances during the storyline mission, for example, if we have to do multiple things, we could be solo for that.
At the garden.
So against the Cabal. So the Cabal have heavy armor.
Moat drainer. The blockers must die, sister.
So we have a block at the tower, so we have to get rid of it.
Here. Make them feel unwelcome.
Ah! Fuck.
Enemy invader down. Free to hunt.
Ew, did that hurt, Stinkberry?
I spot a high-value target. Give them hell. Incoming at the caves. Invader on the field. And they don't look too friendly. Your enemy called up a primeval. They kill it, they win it. Portals active. Time to choose violence.
So I've lost like 8 motes or something. 12 motes?
Invaders out. You'll get them next time.
Doesn't matter really. Can't win every instance, can you? Oh shit! Fell off. Ah,
Yeah! High value target eliminated.
really fell off. Worst case scenario.
Your allies hunting the other team. Invaders down and out. They're heading back. Almost. Bank and get that primeval out there. Hostiles incoming at the garden. All right, you can still win this. Burn that primeval to the ground. The enemy team's about to win this. Get moving.
Bit of a shame, isn't it? But
Allies headed to the
these
other
things
side.
happen.
Invader inbound. Hunt.
Ah!
The enemy team's about to win this. Get moving. And that's it. Opposing team took out their primeval. Envoys eliminated. Focus on the primeval.
Never mind. So we're going to head back to orbit. So thank you, Char Timu. Bit of a shame, wasn't it, to end that way, but like I said, every time you do Gambit, do Crucible, you're not guaranteed to have a really straightforward instance, regardless if it's, you know, the side of Crucible or this side of Crucible. So because we are full, we're going to head straight to the tower just to ensure that we've maybe made space in regards to our inventory. So after doing that bit of Crucible, we have 27 strange coins already, so we will get a bit more during this live Nightfall run. So more we recycle, Banshee will be really pleased. So you can recycle like hundreds of gear weekly. So like I was saying with the Eververse reset, we don't necessarily have to decide today because we're live once again tomorrow night, and we will continue this to see how many more strange coins we can get tomorrow night. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the final part of tonight's stream where we're going to go into the live Nightfall run. So we're going to click onto the quick play as a way for the Fire Team Ops, which is technically the new sort of updated version of the Nightfall playlist. So which one it will be, you will find out together, and hopefully it will be from scratch. Sometimes we join it and it's already begun, but these things happen. And like I was showing you all before, regards to the ships that we got now, so we can test the appearances of the different ships. So we've got these cool ones to switch to. So like I said, we've got some of these new ones. Oh, I'll have a look at that a bit later.
Caused enough trouble at the existing wells. We don't need
So, welcome to the live Nightfall run.
Oh, that explains the noise.
We seem to be here
detect a massive Vex
on,
energy signature underground. I hope you're not claustrophobic, Captain.
Nessus for the moment. So, as you see, we have barrier champions, so we can't actually do any damage to the barrier champion unless somebody stuns the barrier champion, which is part of the challenges in regards to the Nightfall run. It's what makes it more epic and more difficult. So this Nightfall appears to be the inverted spire. Nightfall. Like I said, it might appear to be really easy, but it's not. So it leads onto this part of the instance.
I believe the nearby Vex constructs maintain that barrier.
Well, I could have... Okay, we'll shoot.
Interesting now. Some Vex heavy weaponry that's he fell off again. Ah? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Where to go? Oh. Kept thinking, where am I going? I think I went the wrong way before, but never mind. So it leads to this part. So beforehand, when we used to do the Nightfall run of this instance, we used to have to get a certain amount of, points. So the overhaul of the Nightfall playlist makes it more simple. It's still going to be challenging, But this is the fun thing because we'll get to use these cool vehicles. That was fun. That was so cool. Oh shit. Still behind something. Yeah, it's a shame we can't take the vehicle through this. It's scary. Like. Ah. Fucking bombarded. Fucking Hydra. Fuck you, Hydra. So, like I was saying about the point score, what it used to be like for during this Nightfall instance, for example. So we used to have to get a certain score to get platinum score, but now they've made an overhaul, so it doesn't matter about the score or anything. It's more about not just how long it takes you as a team, maybe, but so still points related, but they just made it slightly different to make it more. Oh! Fucking back plane. So it might appear to be time related as well, which is sort of true, but the fact that, you know, you get as many points as a team if you can, but I'm not sure if it's guaranteed anymore that, you know, you must clear everything to get a good. Ah, shit, it's gone. So we are a massive mine or something. What? Oh! Yay, so we join the team. Facing this piece of shit. Ah! We used to have a bug with this nightfall everywhere. So this is part of the nightfall that crashed previously, so I'm hoping it has been fixed. Didn't always get to this point either. That could be part of the potted tips as well for the improvement.
Failsafe, can I ask you something?
You just did. But you may begin another query, friendly ghost.
Do you ever envy the Vex? Just a little. All those minds network together. They never miscommunicate or separate from each other. Or
Feel lonely? I don't think I envy them. I like human company, even if it comes and goes.
So we say thank you to our teammates. Well, that was quite epic, wasn't it? So I do hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. So we will continue our progress in getting more strange coins in preparation for Zay's reset next week. So basically building on top of what we got tonight. So tomorrow night we will do some more Crucible, some more Gambit, also another live Nightfall run. So don't know which one it will be, but whichever one it will be, it will be epic, I'm sure. So tomorrow night we also will do a bit of Destiny 2 Renegades storyline, continue that first. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been rather eventful Friday, hasn't it? So I want you all to have a great weekend if you can't join me tomorrow night. And I will upload on Sunday the clarification video, what we do the week after, for example, just to clarify everything. So if you can't join me tomorrow night, don't worry. Information about the next stream will be uploaded on Sunday, so then you can hopefully join me when you can. Anyway, have a great weekend, and I do look forward to seeing you for tomorrow night's live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, stay safe. Thank you for watching tonight. It's been rather fun, explosive. I died loads, lost a lot of motes, and I expect to lose more motes tomorrow. So we will continue Crucible, do some more momentum control, potentially normal control as well if momentum control has a problem. Small Gambit as well, so plenty to look forward to tomorrow night. Anyway, stay safe, ladies and gentlemen, and I just hope you don't all melt outside because it's been really hot. And yes, anyway, enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you for tomorrow night's live stream. Anyway, thanks for watching.